sacred fire of the Mother Soul. You are called significance. This of humanity. The Mother Soul must bring. We that dreamed, we the nightmare, we that are one.
Take this!
As the veil of existence within our grasp. We that fail.
My sight.
Everyone, this is DemonAce227, and I wanted to share a little update to the build, the Widowhail Ranger, non-crit, just lightning cold damage. As you saw in the clips, I was able to take out my first Arbiter, albeit it did take me 3 tries. Luckily, they made the update where you have multiple tries from the portals you're given. And you saw that I was able to take out the tier 4 Zesh and did a tier 18, I think it was 17 or 18 Breach. Breach was a little slow, but you're seeing that the build is working. If we go look at our damage, we're sitting at 119,000. This is with no tailwind stacks. If I stack this up to plus 10, then we are up to 133,000. If we go kill a monster real quick with our Innervate and Ice Bite, you're going to see this damage go up massively. Let's kill a monster and see it. $213,000 just from killing that monster with my Herald's proccing, getting the shock and the ice, or the freeze going. So 213,000 DPS, no crits. Go to advanced. Critical hits, we're still at 5% with 100 crit damage bonus. That is default. So that's, I would say that's pretty, that's decent. I don't know what else to say to that. For 200,000 DPS, not critting, I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna go back to the shrine and show you some of the changes I made. Alright. So as far as the skill slots, nothing's changed as far as what I'm socketing here. You'll see that the Cast on Shock does have the Eye of Winter in it now. However, I literally just put this in like one map ago. I got a perfect jeweler's orb to drop and put it on my Cast on Shock just to get this, because we will be converting to a crit damage version of this build later. So to disregard the Eye of Winter for what, the build was in those clips. Everything else from the last build videos remain the same. I'll just go through it real quick. And, feel free to pause as you need or slow the video down. And there we go. So nothing changed on these skills. Trial of Secumus wasn't doing it for me, so I switched to mapping yesterday and got all the way over here. I was sitting at 11 Divine when I started doing some trading for looking for better gear. So mapping definitely more profitable. That'll get you the currency that you need to invest in the other mechanics, which then can be more profitable in the long run. One of the few of the things I bought was I increased the Widowhail from it was like 243 to 282% increased bonuses. Does not have the third socket, but we're still going with elemental damage with attacks in the sockets. Main thing I wanted was just more bonuses from Quiver. You don't have to have it. I think I spent 2 Divine on it. The 240, for 80 something exalts is enough. The Quiver, I think I'm still running the same Quiver here, but I did buy a new one that I'll be using in the next iteration of this build. I'll show you that before the video's over. Main thing I got was these rings. I don't know if I have the old rings, but the main thing is the cold and lightning damage to attacks is much higher on these rings. And then trying to shore up resistances. Luckily, with the Belt of Ingenuity, which I am incorporating in this build, that's different from the first video, the guide I showed. This one's roughly 6-8 Divine, somewhere around there. And this is just for a mid-rolled Ingenuity belt. The higher one is definitely going to be more expensive, but that's just for a mid-rolled. Anyway, cold, lightning damage, and resistances are the main thing we're looking for here. Int, if we can get it to scale our Hand of Wisdom in action. But you can see cold damage, lightning damage, very good roll on this ring. If I take this ring in particular off, we lose 30,000 damage just from that. So huge 20,000 from that one. Huge DPS gains from just the rings. Now, the only thing I don't really like about it is for bossing. If I put the Thief's Torment on to handle the mana, and now we're down to, half of our damage. Now, you saw that I was able to take out the Zest and Arbiter with minimal problems. I did die the first couple attempts on those two, which is why I'm going to be trying to rework this into a crit damage build. It should be able to kill them faster, even if I take my rings off for the Thief's Torment, which gives me that sustained mana during a boss fight. So that is where the build's at. As far as mapping, the cold and lightning damage is so high with these rings now. You can see I'm doing 5,000 to 9,000 cold and 2,500 to 42,000 lightning. The elemental damage is so high that in my last video I said make sure you're looking out for maps that have monsters have increased element threshold, or monsters have increased resistances. I still can't run those if they are if both of those modifiers are on the same map, but I can run maps with either one of those modifiers. So the damage is definitely getting better with the extra elemental cold and lightning damage. So this is the next big step in the build. It's making everything a lot easier. We're still pretty squishy. I've had a few embarrassing deaths in mapping. So I'm hoping we can... I think the first thing we need to do next is work on the crit version of the build, and then try and shore up defenses. Maybe get some more energy shield. Eventually, I would like to be able to incorporate acrobatics so we can evade all hits. But if I were to equip it now, I go from 70 evasion down to 40. And the way to get around that is going to be to find a body armor with super high evasion rating. But if we do the armor with the super high evasion rating, another thing I would like to get is Spectral Ward. We get plus max energy shield per 12 evasion rating on body armor. So if you have 1200 evasion rating, you get 100 energy shield. That's kind of what I would like to be able to work towards, but we'll have to see how the tree changes whenever we switch over to crit. So the only thing that's changed in the tree from the guide, I was able to get level 92, which let me get the increased freeze buildup, which drastically helped with the Herald procs. The Emboldened Avatar node here, that was the last node I got, so that really helped. I did find another emerald. I found it, I didn't buy it, but it was another emerald with increased bonuses from Quiver, which is, let's see, if I just take this one off, we were at like 113. That's 4,000. That wasn't the one I got then. Where is it? Huh, I don't remember where. Is it over here? Well then, did I even get it? Ah, here we go, this one. Yeah, so let's see, take that off. No, that's still only a few thousand damage. Either way, the increased bonuses from Quiver is a very nice passive to have on there. What else? So the rings got upgraded, and we're using the Ingenuity belt for mapping, which is really nice. The Quiver. So this is the same Quiver I was using from the first video. I just equipped it to show you that the boss fights, the Zesht and the Arbiter, are possible. Still have very low rolls on the cold and lightning damage for this Quiver. I'd like to have more damage there. These quivers are very hard to find, especially the primed version. If you can sacrifice the attack speed and go for maybe a different quiver that just has better rolls, you're probably going to find something more affordable. But I really like the attack speed for kiting. And I call it stutter stepping. You know, you see it in the videos where just attacking and moving at the same time, and I'm not really sacrificing my move speed for it. This helps you kite and clear the map faster. But the quiver I will be switching to is not that one, this one. Alright, so 25, so it's a visceral quiver. We have crit chance for attacks implicit. We've got better cold damage, roughly double the cold damage, double the lightning damage, so that helps. A little bit lower on the projectile speed, but that's okay. And we still have the dex and the this chance to pierce an enemy. Not a fan of, but it is what it is. I'd like to have, instead of this, I want to have crit damage to attacks. Yeah, kind of is what it is. Have to find another quiver later, but this will be what I switch to. And the reason for that is when you're looking at crit chance on your bow, it's an implicit of 5%. We've got 25% implicit on the visceral quiver. And the best way to think about this is, let's say it was 50% on the quiver. If I just equipped it and I didn't have the bonuses from the equipped quiver here, so we just take 50% of 5 and add it to 5. So instead of 5% crit chance, it would be 7.5% crit chance with this quiver equipped, at 50%. But with all the bonuses from quiver that we have, if I equip this, we're going to see our DPS go down. Alright, so went down about 5,000 right there. That's going to be the attack speed, and the projectile speed is not. We don't have any attack speed on that bow, or on that quiver, and the projectile speed is lower, so our DPS goes down. And you can see with the stutter stepping, it's still there, but I can tell in mapping, I can feel it. It's slower. So DPS goes down a little bit. The attack speed, I'd really like to have that on my quiver, but it is what it is. The main thing we're looking at here is if we go to advanced info, with 25% crit chance added is all we have on that quiver, but with all the bonuses to our equipped quiver, we are sitting at 11% chance to crit. Okay, so we are looking at well over 100% increase from this quiver. And once we change the passives around to include crit chance and crit damage, we should be looking at roughly 30% crit chance on attacks. So that it should be a relatively high boost in DPS. I'm going to work on changing around the passive tree, and maybe even finding a quiver that has extra crit damage, crit chance, attack speed, anything else other than this chance to pierce an enemy at the bottom. And I think that'd be a great quiver. It's really hard to find these when you're also needing the level of projectile skills. That's the real bottleneck on the stats here. Another thing I may do is get rid of the projectile skills on the amulet and look for maybe crit damage on the amulet, or crit chance, or something else to kind of alleviate the stress of the affixes I need on the quiver. So those will be what I'm working towards. Also, the helmet. One thing I'm going to be looking for on the helmet is just a really high energy shield helmet. I've got a couple here that I'm working on selling, but 298 energy shield off of that, 282 from that one, and I think you can get 500-ish energy shield on those types of helmets. I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, definitely not the last iteration of the build, but as you've seen in the videos, definitely able to take down the bosses we need to keep progressing. So I'm loving the build. It's still working, and I'm still running with it. So I hope this helped everyone. If you're continuing on with me and looking where to go, hopefully this will kind of push you in the next direction. Good luck in your mapping, and hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. You know what, while I'm here, if you've made it this far, I forgot to go over the ascendancy points in the original guide video. We're going to be looking at skills, fire, and additional projectile, point blank, gathering winds, and wind ward are our ascension points. Okay, that's it for real. Thank you all very much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or tips, and yeah, good luck. We'll see you.